There's been a lot of talk today about warnings, so I want to bring back in Chief Meteorologist Jeff Castle. And Jeff, I actually spoke to a man who said he decided to go to bed and didn't go into his storm shelter, talking about these warnings and how this all played out. Can you kind of break that down for everyone about why it did play out the way it did?
Yeah, absolutely, Tori. And I know that was the big talker. People were expecting, okay, if there's going to be a tornado, there's going to be a tornado warning. But as there is with any piece of technology, there are limitations to what it can do. And this was a setup where it wasn't a classic type of tornado where we're tracking an area rotation. We're watching to see if that area rotation, what we call tightens up or gets stronger, which is an indication that a tornado is perhaps about ready to drop. That wasn't the case. We did not have that sort of storm coming through, and you often hear us talk about brief spin-up tornadoes, and that is exactly what this was. It developed quickly, it did not last long, and therefore the technology kind of failed us. It was not detected by the main radars that we use here in North Alabama, so therefore wasn't able to be seen forming because it formed very, very quickly. And basically because it moved through quickly, even after the radar perhaps could have picked it up, it was already over and done with. So that is kind of a limitation of the technology. I know some other folks were wondering, even though it was a bad storm moving on in, why weren't the sirens sounded? Well, we did talk with the folks from the National Weather Service, and they reminded us what those sirens are exactly used for.
Ultimately, the decision to sound sirens lies with the emergency managers. My understanding of their criteria is that a tornado warning needs to be in effect. It's important to remember that tornado sirens are only meant to be used for those outdoors. That should never be anyone's primary source to be aware of a tornado warning.
And that, of course, an important reminder that, again, just for outdoor use, it's always important to have a way to get weather alerts. And there was a weather alert on this storm before it moved into Athens. Severe thunderstorm warning had been issued. And as we saw previously here in the newscast, sometimes severe thunderstorms can and do produce tornadoes with little to no warning. And again, that was just the setup that we had here and why this happened and no warning was given.